Yves, also a tennis coach. That's how he met Justine at the local club.
And of course they don't know, we don't know, only Justine knows how she's feeling out there. Is she feeling fatigued with this virus that can pop its head up at any time? And there's no doubt Danilidou has forced a serious question here of the number 7 seed.
Well, Danilidou has kept the scoreboard pressure on Justine Henin throughout this first set, asking the questions, getting a player who's a little rusty on this surface. First time in 2 years Justine's played on grass. And Danilidou making all the right moves now.
6-5 first set. The 22-year-old serving for it.
Love 15.
Almost had to laugh when I saw Justine gobble up this return. She is so incensed at her predicament in this first set.
Not happy serving this end. We've seen that. Just changing her position slightly there. Yeah, it's very un-Justine-like.
Well, rhythm and timing for the Belgium at a premium right now for Justine Henin. She's trying to crank things up a little bit here. Not working so far.
$15-30.
The crowd are so intrigued in this match so far. They've almost forgotten to really give us an atmosphere out here.
Well, they're still we're trying to work out who is Eleni Danilidou. They're trying to say her name still.
Well done. Didn't rush. Didn't panic.
30-all.
And most importantly, didn't try and do too much with the volley. Saw where Justine's court position was, just did enough.
$40-30.
40 minutes. It's set point for Eleni Danilidou. And I want to win that set point, is the message.
Yes.
Well, that point just had "I am the French Open champion" written all over it. That's how I deal with these kind of situations. So positive from Henin.
Advantage, Mrs. Henin.
And the message is the same from the backhand. Likes to go cross court with that approach. Way too short.
Set point down to break point. Missed it.
Deuce.
Just coming in on the backhand still. Danilidou.
She's playing with fire out here.
Advantage, Mrs. Henin Wimbledon.
Break point again.
Game, Mrs. Henin Wimbledon.
And gets it.
Six games all, first set tiebreak.
Tie breaks are always difficult to predict. With the set point saved, it'll surely give us some inspiration for it.
One zero, Mrs. Henin Wimbledon.
Well, there's certainly plenty of energy in that overhead.
2-0, Mrs.
The more
Henin
difficult
Wimbledon.
the situation, the stronger Justine becomes, thriving on adversity out here, and seems to be picking on that backhand corner now of Danilidou.
Three zero,
The first alley
Mrs. Henin Wimbledon.
from Justine.
Three one,
And that's a mistake
Mrs.
from the
Henin
Belgian
Wimbledon.
from early on in the set.
She accepted the invitation to come in.
3-2, Mrs. Henin Wimbledon.
It's a strange choice from Justine, wasn't it?
Three all.
A run of 3 points each, and it's still tough to divide them. Of course, they're supposed to go straight round, but I don't think anybody's going to complain. They're both stopping for a water break.
Yes, this would be a temperate day in Greece for Danilidou. Temperatures there this time of year around 30 degrees.
Well played. Read it well.
4-3, Ms. Danilidou.
Well, it wasn't a bad choice of shot. Danilidou a long way back behind the baseline, but it was the execution from Justine that just made it so easy for Danilidou.
Four all.
Stops the rot. Her first point in the last 5 played.
Five, 4. Ms. Danilidou.
The forehand has cost her.
Yeah, just starting to fall off it. It was a juicy first serve there, 117 miles per hour. Would have backed herself to make the forehand.
Hold these 2 service points, Danilidou, and she'll take the opening set. And there's one.
Giving Justine a taste of her own medicine there, sneaking on the backhand side.
6-4, Ms. Danilidou.
Two set points.
First serve.
Cyclops reading the future. At least she can smile and regather.
6-5, Ms. Danilidou.
It's getting tight out there, isn't it? Still set point.
Net. First serve.
Well played. Interestingly, took the short ball on the backhand, not the forehand.
6 all.
3 set points saved in total now for Justine. 1 at 6-5 in the set, now 2 in the breaker. This could be a longer water hole this time as the tension builds.
Well, I can't see that Danilidou has done anything wrong on either of those 3 set points. I think maybe the only thing that she could have served a bigger first serve on the previous set point, but Justine playing so positively when she's threatened, when under pressure.
Seven, 6. Ms. Danilidou.
Looks at the court, but it was a sliced punch sort of return. It was always going to stay low. Pause for the balls to come down. And it's set point number 4. Well, even my hands are clammy.
did not play a good point there, Danilidou.
8-7.
Just left
This
the
is
court
Henin
open
Wimbledon.
for Henin Wimbledon to slot the volley.
Save 4 set points, Justine. You wouldn't bet against her converting the set on her first. It's contagious, this double faulting on set point.
8-all.
It's brought more murmurs.
Got to start worrying about the timing of these double faults for Henin Wimbledon. She looked to have them under control. Doesn't seem to be the case now.
Justine cannot believe that that ball has not been called long.
Miss Danilidou.
No overall from the chair umpire. Well, caught the back edge, according to Hawkeye.
It's very rare you see Justine complying, but maybe just a little insight into how she's feeling right now.
5th set point.
Game and first set. Miss Danilidou.
And it's gone by the way of Eleni Danilidou, the first set. The clenched fist, the vamos, she says. Justine Henin Wimbledon is in trouble.
7-6.
To serve a double fault on her own only set point, that is surprising. 53 minutes the opening set. We could be on a major story here on day 2 at Wimbledon. Of course, she had tough matches at the French Open, Sam. She lost a set to Conchita Martinez in the opening round. Also in the 3rd round against Anabel Medina Garrigues, the Spanish #1. Lost the opening set there. A really tough match against Kuznetsova. Of course, was a 3-setter. And then it became plain sailing, but a real stern test in the 1st round. And of course, the talking point, the first time we heard from Justine, was this really close call, and she was very upset there was no call.
Well, it was the back edge. Sometimes those floating slice balls can be deceptive. I think the flight of it made her think that it was going to land out, and at the last moment it must have just pulled itself in. But you have to credit Danilidou. She's played an excellent first set. I have to say, I thought her chances had gone when she missed those first 4 set points by the manner in which Justine Henin dealt with them. But as Hawkeye says,
Time.
the controversial ball looked to have clipped the back edge of the line.
It's interesting that straight after the complaint to the umpire, she looked to the support camp. I'm sure their message would have been that it was in, because once the score had been called and it was 9-8 in the breaker, they could have only given her it was on the line. Come on, next point. And their heads pumped now for the next set. Danilidou to start. Now
15 left.
Well, that's interesting. Justine pulled up sharply after that run up to the short ball, and there was a little grimace which still remains on the face. She definitely felt something there.
Well, if she is struggling, what it'll be is all-out attack. Try and go at Danilidou, try and keep the points really short, just a couple of big shots and then in. See if she can bluff her way through the next few games.
String's gone, I think. Yep, from Danilidou. You can always hear the sound of a broken string.
30-15.
It's not often a player will win a point with a broken racket either. All the tension goes out. You ever won one with a broken string in the middle of the point, Sam?
Well, what you're supposed to do, and she didn't have time there, is if the string breaks, you're actually supposed to sort of bunt the ball up the middle of the court and follow it up behind it and try and bluff your way at the net, but just didn't have a chance there. And the answer is no. But I did do the right thing.
And of course, for Danilidou, having taken that opening set, she'll be keen to keep the advantage, to put a good game in here, take the 1-love lead. She needs to keep Justine pinned back. Well, Danilidou starting to frustrate Henin Wimbledon. Wimbledon just not able to find the spaces on the court. And Danilidou realising what a key game this is for her in this match.
Game is Danilidou.
Well, it continues to look uncomfortable for the 7th seed.
First game, second set.
And Danilidou does keep the pressure up. This would be a huge win for the #1 from Greece. That could still get in the way, but with a new fitness regime underway, the only negative that you've really heard about Danilidou over the years, the talent has never been in question. Maybe she's stronger in the mind already as a result of the improved fitness. We shall see. Love 1, second set.
Love.
No sign of the trainer being called for Justine. Certainly keen to keep the rally short.
Love.
Henin Wimbledon certainly not having an easy time of it out here. Wonderful variety from Danilidou on the backhand side. Has the slice, which keeps it very low. And also the topspin backhand, which we saw more in the first set.
Well done, good control. Yeah, she's not comfortable, Justine. She's bent over double, chasing that lob down. Watch this again here. And there was a very concerned look back to the support camp straight at the end of this point. It's a super pickup from the pair of them.
Game, Mrs. Henin Wimbledon. One game all, second set.
Well, it's all eyes on Justine now. Another look back to the coach and husband. Still no sign of her looking towards the umpire to call for the trainer. But it just puts an extra edge on what already is a tight match.
Love.
Well, it's an indication of how awry things are in Justine's mind, that she is looking so much at the support camp, because one of the things I have admired about her so much is the fact that she doesn't really have a look there, only once or twice a match, and today we've really seen the difference. But she isn't going to come through this match if she keeps up on those unforced errors.
And we've seen there, Sam, 2 mishits from Henin Wimbledon, but of course when you're carrying what we suspect to be a bit of a strain somewhere, it can affect your concentration on the ball. Your mind is elsewhere.
(30-15).
She is tight, just a shake out of the right arm and hand, trying to shake the tension away.
Well, this is more like the Justine Henin Wimbledon that made the final of Wimbledon in 2001.
Well, there was some serious body language there and intent.
30-40.
A breakpoint chance. Super.
Game, Mrs. Henin Wimbledon. New balls, please. Mrs. Henin Wimbledon leads 2-1, second set. First set, Ms. Danilidou.
And in a way, Sam, we say this so often, don't we? When you are tight, it's the first round of a major, one she dearly wants to win to make it a collection of all the 4 majors, of course. She's struggled in the match, she's lost the opening set, but carrying an injury now, that could help her in the match mentally, so long as the injury is not a real one and it's too bad.
Yes, it is a factor. I don't think really Justine is a player that needs an injury to concentrate her mind, which she does do on some players. Certainly, as we see here, not pretty stats for Henin Wimbledon, but even looking at that, she only just lost that first set and she still had a set point. So despite the way she's playing and the amount of free points she's giving away, she's still competitive. But we believe that the injury, she has a back injury, and the little tape is really just to keep the back of the leg warm. I think it's a sciatica problem she has, and it will be interesting to see how she copes with it. Cope with it for 2 weeks of the French, but obviously if you have to keep on dealing with it, mentally it becomes draining on you.
It really does. The virus, the back. But a battler through and through. New balls for Justine Henin Wimbledon. 2-1 second set.
Love.
And you said, Chris, will it help her or hinder her? It actually might make her think, I have to shorten the points, and see they're so successful when she's come forward. I think we might see a little more of that.
30 love.
On the line. Tremendous.
$30-15.
A couple of times she's done that now, as Danilidou. Court coverage has been excellent out here this afternoon.
$40-15. Game. This is Henin. This is Henin leads 3-1, second set.
She needs some breathing space, the number 7 seed. She's finally got it.
Love 14.
And this match so far, obviously, we don't know how this is going to turn out for Danilidou and Henin, but so reminiscent of what happened at the French Open for Henin. She was in so much trouble in the early rounds, managed to extricate herself from those predicaments.
Love 30.
And this is not the right time for Danilidou to go away from this match. Our best chance against Justine is to try and wrap it up in 2 sets if she possibly can, but you just feel she's starting to lose momentum now.
$15-30. Net. Second serve. Net. Second serve.
It's one of the best forehands from Justine in quite some time. Plenty of pace, forcing the error and setting up 2 break points for the double break cushion.
Net. First serve. Net. First serve. 30-40. Henin leads 4 games to 1, second set. First set, Ms. Danilidou.
Well, if she is hurting, Justine Henin Wimbledon, she's just given herself some pretty good medicine. A double break lead in the second set. It's still a keen contest, make no mistake about that. But she looks a little more relaxed now. And of course, she's so unused to losing, Sam. I mean, just lost one match this year at the comeback tournament in Miami to Sharapova, and since then she's won the 4 tournaments she's played. She's beaten Davenport, Demencheva, Schneider, Ivanovic, Kuznetsova, Sharapova, avenged that at Berlin, the loss in Miami, Petrova, Kuznetsova and Sharapova, Petrova and Pearce at the French Open. So she's just not used to coming second.
Yes, well, winning has become a habit, and Chris, I don't really think Henin Wimbledon ever relaxes away around the tennis court. She certainly said, when I go into a slam or a tournament, I switch myself on and I can't sleep properly, and I'm just thinking about tennis, my matches all the time. I'm not able to switch off, and at the end of it, I'm absolutely exhausted. But just that's the way I do things. I don't really unwind. I just get more and more focused, and that's how I do things.
Now, Justine, where she's serving, it's pretty emphatic, isn't it, on the deuce court side and the ad court side, down the middle, down the tee. So the Danilidou backhand on the deuce court, and of course the forehand on the ad court. Let's see if that pattern remains. It's very accurate as well.
$15 left.
I am a little surprised that she hasn't served more to the backhand on the ad court as well. I would think that would be a perfect play to open up the court and come in behind it.
$30 left.
Yeah, I suppose like that point there, Sam, the forehand has got a bit of roll on it. It's not hit well that last one, but it sits up in the middle of the court, and I suppose Justine feels that she can dominate the point more with that play. In case you're confused, of course, deuce court is this side, serving the first points of a game, and the ad court the other side. And that was juicy on the deuce court side.
40 left.
Well, how quickly things can change.
Playing freely now, the Belgian.
Henin Wimbledon leads 5 games to 1, second set.
That is magnificent.
$15 left.
Danilidou a little guilty in the last 4 or 5 games of not playing poorly, but actually not taking this match to Justine as she did in the first match. Justine has only lost 5 points in the last 4 games.
Next, first serve.
It's just all gone a little too quickly away from Danilidou in this second set.
Love.
There's been so many flashes in the match, hasn't there, from Danilidou, as to why there's been so much promise spoken about.
Love. Game is Danilidou.
Danilidou holds to love.
Henin Wimbledon leads 5-2, second set. First set, Miss Danilidou.
If you could spend a minute or so with Danilidou right now, Sam, what sort of messages would you be giving to this 22-year-old?
Well, I wouldn't say this to her directly, but I would certainly feel that the second set has gone away from her, and it's gone away from her because she hasn't taken things enough to Henin Wimbledon. I don't think Henin Wimbledon has really played spectacularly in this second set, but I think she's reduced her unforced errors. I feel that maybe Danilidou needs to gamble a little bit more as she did in that first set, but certainly she needs to know that she's playing well. Needs to start cranking up the first serve. I've seen too many very slow first serves. Maybe she has a problem with her shoulder. We don't know. But so this is an opportunity, and Danilidou, she's used to the big stage, Eleni is, because she's a big star in Greece at the Olympics last year. Her profile was enormous, where this lady won the gold medal, but Danilidou was really a superstar over there. So this really shouldn't faze her. She also took Capriati to 3 sets in 2002. And Capriati was one of the best players in the world, so she's been in a lot of big match situations. She should be able to handle this.
So the number 7 seed prepares to serve to tie the match at a set all. It's 5-2 second set.
Love team. All. 30-15.
One of the few times that Justine has got on top on these drop shot exchanges.
40-30.
Set point now for the 23-year-old. Apology offered.
Deuce.
It was an unbelievable stretch from Danilidou.
She's just gone to 6 feet as opposed to 5'11 and a half. Well, we've seen some stunning shots in the match so far, but that's one of the best.
Advantage, Mrs. Henin.
21st point she's won at the net in this match. She's had so much success up there, and with hands like this, well, you don't have to ask why, really. Wonderful control.
Game and second set, Mrs. Henin.
Second time lucky on the set points.
6 games to 2, 1 set all.
1 hour and 24 minutes. The match so far. Still much to be done. It's become a one-set first round, though. I mentioned all those wins and only lost once this year. Sam, interestingly, she's not played Venus or Serena. If you look at her record here, runner-up, as you mentioned, 4 years ago, lost to Venus. Semis the following year to Venus. Semis in 2003 to Serena. So she's probably sick of the sight of Serena and Venus here at Wimbledon. Of course, missed last year, with Serena and Venus in the same half, but destined to meet in the 4th round. She'll be pleased, at least if she survives here, that one of them will be out before she plays them. They're the second set stats. One unforced error from Danilidou.
Well, Henin certainly at the bottom there on the left-hand side has got control over the unforced errors, which was such a problem in that first set for her, really shutting Danilidou out on her service games. No break points for Danilidou, and a much better first serve percentage for Justine Henin, which was dropping around the 40% mark in the first set, and so successful when she does get that first set in. So all the numbers looking okay for Justine Henin.
Time.
As you mentioned, the improved and increased forays to the net, standing her in good stead.
Final set, Ms. Danilidou to serve.
It's an interesting stat, that. All the play coming from Justine.
$15.
A yap from Danilidou.
15-0.
She's had 2 of those in the match now. The off forehand from the advantage court side. Two of that quality.
Just overcut it there, Danilidou. It was the right shot. Haven't seen her serve and volley too much in this match so far.
40-30.
Terrific out wide serve on a big point at the start of the third.
And this is the sort of tennis Justine has been looking for this entire match. She's been trying to find her game. Getting it absolutely right there.
On the line. She's certainly been flirting with the line.
Advantage, Ms. Danilidou.
And it's not often we see on court, on a grass court, two women that have such fine slice backhands.
Game, Ms. Danilidou. First game, final set.
Not a bad time to serve your first ace in the match, and it leaves this match very much in the balance. And who are you going for here, Sam?
Oh, thanks, Chris.
And there's not that many people listening. Yeah, you've got 50-50 chance of getting it right. I'll obviously go for whoever you don't go for. Well, it depends what you say, actually, as you're stalling.
I'm just going to stall a little bit longer.
Tweezers, please. Love one, third set.
Oh. 15 love. Love.
Well, the umpire was sort of on the verge of saying not up, but wasn't sure, so Justine had to finish it off.
Well, I don't really know how the umpire could have missed that. Justine letting her know exactly what the deal was. If she'd have missed it, it would have been interesting.
Yeah, good point. American umpire, Diana Kondratovic-Pierce.
One game all, final set.
Justine's fourth love service game of the match. And a good message here at the start of the final set.
Always very difficult to hit a top spin shot off a slice because the ball is staying so low, and The Henin not really getting underneath it so she can get up the back of the ball.
$15. Net first serve. Oh. 30-15. Oh. 40-15.
Made quite a few, but that one got away. Super sound, isn't it?
40-30.
Bad luck. Set it up well.
Yes.
Probably didn't need to be as good as that going for the line.
I don't think she knew too much about it. She has covered the net extremely well
Yeah.
out here this afternoon. That could be a key moment in this match. Only missed by a matter of inches, but gives Henin another chance in this game.
Net first serve. Advantage, Mrs. Henin.
Just holding her left shin there, Danilidou. The first serve looked laboured, the second even worse. They've both been in the wars, it seems, in this match. Let's just have a look at this as she comes down after the serve. Yeah, just below the knee, break point. And that's a real struggle now. The first bit of real luck in the match.
Mrs. Henin leads 2-1 final set.
You could be told this is going to happen. You could have the longest spikes allowed on grass and you'd still come nowhere near picking up that dead let cord. And that's a cruel blow. 40-15 in the game, and as Sam Smith said, could be a key moment, that point going back to 40. From 40-30 to deuce, that backhand volley that went wide.
Sometimes that's all that takes, and Henin will be such a much more dangerous player now. Now she's got her nose in front. Hasn't been in front in this match for what seems like an eternity for her. I wonder if she's thinking about that first set where she had the set point on her serve, hit the double fault.
Time.
And of course, if she's really struggling with that left leg, it's the lead leg on the serve. Takes all the weight and the pressure.
Just hope it's not a reoccurrence of her cruciate ligament problem that she had in 2003, where she had surgery.
In the ascendancy at last, Justine Henin Wimbledon. A break-up third set, it's 2-1. Beautiful.
$15 left.
And this has been a real play for Henin Wimbledon. Reverse forehand into the backhand corner, and how well she reads down the line pass. Doesn't do too much with the racket face, just use the speed of the ball.
They've both overcooked that backhand volley from nearest end to camera, cross court.
$15-30. $15-40.
Again, this is a surprising passage of play. She's got the break, she leads 2-1. I think she's talking about the amount of movement from Danilidou. Saw it in the first set, quite a lot. Just making her point well made to the umpire. See how much she moves this time on the second serve. Danilidou breaks back.
New balls, please.
Albeit not comfortably right at the end, the reaction after the final winning volley.
2 games all, final set.
Interesting that after Justine's complaint, Sam, Lady Danilidou stood stock still before the second serve. I mean, I suppose you could call it gamesmanship, moving around a lot, but it's part of the game.
Yep. It's all within the rules, and I'm sure that she's probably just asked for the trainer, not now, but at the change of ends. Trainer's got a way to come to court one here, so best to give him a head start.
She looked very uncomfortable, didn't she, coming down off that backhand volley. New balls for the fifth game, third set. It's 2-all. Of course, Justine will know that the trainer's been called. She's struggling to put weight on that left leg. And how much the Belgian would love to get another break here before the break for the trainer.
So clever. It's ruthless tactics from Henin Wimbledon.
Love 30. $15.30. $30.
Oh, she's made it.
40-30.
Well, this shot straight out of the corner and the back wall of the squash court, I think.
Well,
Deuce.
when you see someone injured, it becomes painful to watch. But again, the reaction at the end of the point from Danilidou, she is really struggling. I hope the trainer's got a magic potion with her. She's arrived courtside.
Out. Advantage, Ms. Danilidou.
Well, she doesn't mean to tell her that was a huge miss. Just got Danilidou right where she wants her.
Deuce.
Well, that must have been on the back edge of the line. Alley again from Justine. She chooses her moments when to release the alley. Okay, agrees.
Advantage, Ms. Danilidou.
It's a good body serve, wasn't it?
Yeah, tried to run around it, take it on the forehand, and Arden just got caught there, moved a little late. Danilidou doing well to hold it together so far in this game.
Yeah, Ms. Danilidou.
And holds. Trainer now coming on, as you see, courtside for Danilidou.
Danilidou leads 3-2 final set.
as Danilidou takes a 3-2 lead. And of course the trainer's first job will be to assess the injury problem and then decide whether or not to take the full medical time out. Obviously Danilidou will explain what has happened and when she felt it. And this is a key time, of course, the assessment, Sam.
Well, clearly something's not right. Danilidou has been so unlucky in her career. She was just breaking through from the juniors to the seniors, and in 1999 she had her appendix out. Then in 2000 she had that cruciate surgery on the left knee. I don't think that's the problem. She's had a cyst removed from her wrist this year. I mean, she's keeping the surgeons busy.
That's where she came down. You could see straight away the grimace, and the left hand goes down to the problem area at the front of the leg, or is... yeah, it's definitely the front. I mean, shin splints comes to mind.
Well, Justine Henin will be kicking herself that she hasn't really taken advantage in that last game. I'm sure she knew the break was coming, would have loved to have sat down 3-2 up with the break.
This was the big point, wasn't it? The 15 love point. Super slow-mos. You can really get a feel for the trouble.
And that's really clever from Justine, always making Danilidou stretch. Last thing you want to do is turn. I have to say, Danilidou, for almost being 6 foot, has done really well with her movement in this match, has improved it quite dramatically.
In terms of choice of shot in that point for Justine, the injury and the pain for Danilidou, it clearly shaped the point for the Belgian, didn't it?
Yes, but still, after all that, Danilidou has done well. She's mentally held it together because she was hurting, and it's the last thing you want to do is let someone, you know, as good as Henin know that you're hurting, and Justine just wasn't able to close the deal out there.
The assessment still goes on. Of course, for Justine, she's just got to be removed from this situation. I suppose the best mindset is whatever happens, don't let it go through your mind that maybe Danilidou might not get out the chair to continue. You've just got to imagine that your opponent is fully fit and ready for the battle that lies ahead. I always remember Fru McMillan in situations like this. He always used to say, it's for you, as the player that sits there injury free, it's terrific for you. You've got to imagine that your opponent is down, and the mindset's got to be to bury them. Ruthlessness, of course, something that Justine has developed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Danilidou is now receiving a medical timeout.
Yeah, and now the full medical timeout has been called by the chair umpire.
A lot of the fans here have no idea what that might be.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes, isn't it? 3 minutes
saying,
length.
is it over? Is that it then? Can't be.
It's like just a massage at this stage. It'll be a deep massage, I can assure you. They hurt. It's a beautiful day. Gives everybody time to have a sip of something special that they've brought along. And of course, the weather is set fair this week. It's a stunning start to Wimbledon this year. Of course, there was rain in the first week last year, which forced play on the middle Sunday. There doesn't seem to be any threat of that this year. And what a stunning sight it is. The skyline around SW19, of course, back looking to Canary Wharf, and the fans fanning. It's that hot. And of course, the shape and the look of Wimbledon will change completely in 4 years' time when a roof goes on to centre court. Justine out to do a bit more practice.
And actually, in the rules, you're not allowed to do that.
Are you not?
No.
Ah, it's interesting. Didn't know that. And the umpire doesn't either.
Not a bad idea.
You see a lot of players doing it. Diana Kondatovich-Pierce of America in the chair. I hope I've got that middle name right. Just adds a bit of spice to what has already been A pretty hot encounter out here in every sense of the word on court one.
Yeah, I think we've seen quite a high level of tennis. Sometimes from Justine it's been a little bit patchy, but we've seen some good stuff. Both players often at the net together, passing net plays. We've seen a lot of variety out here that we don't always get in matches early on in slams. It's almost as if we've got a sort of interval here, this match coming to sort of a natural pause, as if both players sort of need to take a break from what's going on. It is hugely disruptive to the play and very difficult for both to pick up from where they left off. And he won't be doing any picking up. He's
probably been queuing all night, the poor fella. He's got in and he can't stay awake for the tennis.
He's missed the second set.
Everybody doing their best to keep cool. I suppose taking the hat off wouldn't be a bad idea. 70% of your body heat being kept in there.
Well, no wonder Justine's eager to get on with it. She's got to come out and serve now. It's very difficult for her.
Time.
Well, the face looks better than it did going to the medical timeout. For that injury, the trainer can only come on now between the natural change of ends time. For a full timeout and assessment, again, it needs to be a different injury. So after the break, Justine Henin 2-3, third set.
Love. Ladies and gentlemen, as a courtesy to the players, please switch off your mobile phones. Thank you.
It's the first time I've heard that message. Been well behaved, the fans. Not so the forehand for Justine, a little temperamental today.
Yes, maybe sometimes she's just tried to go for a little too much on that shot.
Ouch. Again, not a lot of applause for Danilidou. Not many people are that aware of this 22-year-old.
I guess the one problem she does present for Henin is she has a huge amount of power. I mean, she really gets a lot on the ball. Never easy to play against that.
Well.
15-40.
Well, you have to say that's 3 gifts from the start of the game, and it's 2 break points for Danilidou. Well, that is so loose, it's almost unbelievable at this stage of the match, and after the injury timeout for Danilidou
leads 4-2, final set.
She's presented Greek number 1 with a 4-2 advantage final set, and this now the sternest of tests for Justine.
Thank you.
Played.
Love.
Really watch this forehand all the way. Eyes on the ball. Good margin for error. Follows it in. Very positive from Danilidou. A lot of adrenaline flowing through the Greek number one right now.
Giving it everything. Did well to run this down and make Justine hit the extra shot.
Perfect from Henin Wimbledon.
15-30.
But if anything is getting Danilidou through this match, and I know she lost this point, she's playing with such a big heart out here, chasing everything down. The freebie from Henin. Another massive game for Danilidou in that first set. Twice she got the break and was unable to consolidate. Then can she do it here?
Next, first serve.
It's a good play on a big point, isn't it? Force her to make the pass. Break point. Oof. Barely halfway up the net.
Yes.
Well, there's got to come a time in this match where Henin cannot get away with so many unforced errors. She's managed to get out of jail so far by some excellent play, but there has to come a time when it's too much.
Just wide. Asked the question again, and this time she had the answer, Danilidou.
Advantage is Danilidou.
Well, this time just kept her head down a little longer, didn't go for the cross court, didn't pull up on the ball.
It's a point here for a 5-2 lead final set. Sixth double. Maybe the most painful one. Again, struggling from this end on serve.
Advantage, Mrs. Henin.
She wears a crocodile on the shirt, Danilidou, and I would imagine that's got its eyes closed. It is so tight out here. Oh, that's a brilliant shot. That's the shot of the match.
Deuce.
Well, Justine couldn't have come in on better quality. Again, Danilidou showing us that she has great hands. Just found that little bit of space.
Back to the support camp, and again looking for inspiration. That may be a bit of desperation for Danilidou.
Deuce.
Carlos Rodriguez in the centre. They've been coaching Justine since she was 14 years of age.
That's wide. Well, Justine didn't take the overhead on. Danilidou did and missed it. That was amazing the way she pulled out of that overhead, Sam. Justine.
Well, they say that fortune favours the brave in tennis. I don't actually think it did in this point.
Was it over her head? I thought she'd set up beautifully for it.
Well, the most important thing was she got a lot of height on the lob.
Break point. Is that the breaking point? Fourth break in the set. We're back on serve.
Danilidou leads 4-3 final set.
And Justine is back in the match.
Well, once again, Danilidou unable to consolidate the break. Possibly the most action-filled game of the match. Could say that if it's going to turn for Justine, that's exactly where it happened. I wonder if Danilidou will think back at this changeover to the double fault she had on a point for 5-2.
It's interesting, isn't it? And that head-to-head in Sertogenbosch. She beat Amélie Mauresmo in the quarterfinals, Danilidou. And in the semis, she saved 6 match points in beating Justine. 6-3 in the third, saved these 6 match points. In the second set, the breaker was 11-9. I'm sure memories like that will keep fuel in the fire. It's been a terrific tussle. They've both been so good in the match on occasion, and then so frail. What now? 3-4, third set.
Next. First serve. Love 15.
Close again. Well, not by that picture.
Yeah, it's been a real problem for her in this match, just getting control over that forehand wing.
Well, they're heartbreakers when the miss hits go in over your head.
15 all.
Super slice from Justine, wasn't it, off the let cord?
30-15.
Well, the net has been a fertile hunting ground for Henin out here this afternoon. 33 points, she's won at the net. So no reason for her to stop coming forward.
Hawkeye's eagle eye. Brilliant. Didn't balk this time, the clenched fist, as if to say, I wanted that overhead. There's nothing wrong with the lob either.
Well, Henin making the clutch forehand of which she's missed so many, and the smash. That was such a high degree of difficulty. Weight all the way going back, still managing to hit it for a winner.
Net, second serve.
Well, God, the final shot was easy. The one before it, one of the toughest.
Such a high level of skill required.
4 games all, final set.
That's a volley Roger Federer would have been pretty happy with making.
2-1 up a break, remember, in the third, then lost 3 games in a row to trail. Locked again. 4-all final set. Scored well with that serve from the far end. Certainly more comfortable that end on serve. Super motion picture, that volley.
And both women out here today demonstrating high levels of net skills, sensing when to move in. Perfect execution.
Well done.
Danilidou. Danilidou leads 5 games to 4, final set.
Just the second love service game for Danilidou. Nods of approval, showing no sign of the pressure on the scoreboard. And for Justine, Sam, we've been talking throughout the match, the unforced errors, they've been really climbing. It's up to 40 now against 39 winners. 10 games worth.
And so many of those have come off the forehand side. That has been the problem. Hasn't been able to trust that wing. Has looked very solid on the backhand, and you can see Danilidou has been very sparing in this whole match, really keeping them down. I just feel that Danilidou has been much more proactive in this third set. She's got the balance absolutely right. I felt in the second set she went away a little bit, and Justine's got some thinking to do. This would be the most massive upset, because even though Justine is ranked 7 at the tournament, slightly lower than we would normally expect, she is the French Open champion, and the French Open champion has never come to Wimbledon in the Women's Open era and lost in the first round. This would be the first time, if it happens, if Justine is unable to hold here.
There must be some self-doubt with those unforced errors. 47% first serves in. She'd trade quite a lot of her prize money to get a few in here. Serving to stay in the match at 4-5 third set. Ooh, that's honours even on the let chords.
Love 15.
Is that fate? Ooh.
Love 30.
That's her 8th double, and by far the biggest.
Her first one in this final set.
Love 30.
Margins very, very tight at this level.
15-30.
And she has run for everything today, Eleni Danilidou. What a time to produce the clutch volley from the reigning French Open champion.
Out. Well, what is going through that mind now? Can she trust herself?
30, 40.
She's continually gone for it, as she always does, but it's let her down today. 2 hours and 17 minutes. It's match point for the biggest win in Eleni Danilidou's life. Fantastic.
Deuce.
Was all Henin Wimbledon, very much in the manner that she played all those set points she faced in that first set. Just a woman who totally believes in her ability to deal with difficult situations.
Net First serve. Advantage, Mrs. Henin.
One of the few times we've seen Danilidou play the wrong shot. Surely the play had to be to get to that forehand of Henin, where so many mistakes have come from.
Deuce.
There wasn't enough tension already. She's made it. Serve volley for the first time.
Advantage, Miss Danilidou.
Match point number 2.
Deuce.
That was a good serve.
Would you believe it? Henin using her favourite serve down the tee.
Oh, that is stunning.
Advantage, Mrs. Henin.
Nothing at all wrong with the approach from Danilidou. Maybe slightly short. But Henin again coming up with the goods on a day where she's struggling for rhythm and timing.
It's long.
Mrs. Henin.
2 match point save, and then Arden survives. She's a great survivor. They're animated as usual.
5 games all, final set.
5-all, third set. This is now going to be such a tough game for Danilidou. The headlines may already have been written.
Love 15.
And they may have to be altered. There are times when she's just been happy to three-quarter a ball into the court and chase in behind, looking for the winner there. Seventh double. Most of them from this end. cheap point.
Well, you have to wonder why Henin persists in running around the forehand. So often she's gone long with it.
It's a 45th unforced error. 15 from Danilidou.
Net for serve. Game is Danilidou.
Danilidou holds with some help.
Danilidou leads 6-5, final set.
2 hours and 25 minutes. It's been tight all the way. Danilidou's camp there, the trainer far right. Lisa Austin. Judith Springer, the coach, alongside. So much tougher to watch, isn't it? It's pretty tough to play right now for the pair of them.
We'll find out if Eleni has done all the fitness training that Lisa Austin has recommended. This is the time when you really feel it, when you get in a long match. We've been going 2 hours and 25 minutes now.
Time.
So important to feed yourself with positive messages here. She's got a big help from Justine in that last game, of course. A couple of cheap points. It was a tight game, but Justine has got to come out and do it all over again. Crowd respond to her. Already saved 2 match points. For the second time in this final set, Danilidou will be hoping to break. Justine must hold to stay in the tournament.
Love 15.
Well, Danilidou has really got to be standing with her racket ready, both on the deuce court, the right court, and the ad court, which is the left court, because Henin has been so predictable where she's been serving. So often it's been straight down the tee, right down the middle of the court, on both sides.
Love 30.
And she just takes her left hand towards her back there. Of course, in this sort of situation, the back will always hurt more. Again, it goes love 30. Oh, that's super.
Time and time again, she just comes up with it.
15-30.
Credit to Danilidou for making Henin play the volley. But how many times has she come up with it in this entire match? Every time her back's against the wall.
Wide. A long look from Justine. No argument though. Yet another forehand goes begging. It's a good call. 2 more match points for Danilidou. The luxury of 2 in a row. Sadness to end the match with a double fault, but it is deep joy for Eleni Danilidou, the win of her career. She's beaten the #7 seed, the former world #1, Justine Henin. She's played a magnificent match here, both in its conception tactically and in its execution. Justine, we'll hear from her how bad the back was and maybe other problems. But she was given a real battle out here, one that she's come out the loser of. And she goes out of Wimbledon on day 2. Delight for Danilidou though, Sam, and what a well-played match.
Yes, and yes, she celebrated a little at the end there, but it wasn't a massive overreaction. I think she knows how well that she played, and yes, she has done her training. It really served her well at the end of the match there. So I think she knew that she put in a very good performance. I think she was also aware that Henin did not possibly play as well as you would expect a reigning French Open champion to do so. And we know that Greece have now got a world-class football team. They've now got a world-class tennis player as well.
Yeah, it's a big day for her. Well done, Eleni Danilidou. She'll have a super supper tonight. She might even afford herself half a glass of wine to celebrate the biggest win of her career. 6-7. 7-6 rather. 6. I'll get this right in a minute. 7-6, 2-6, 7-5 in 2 hours and 28 minutes of high drama on number 1 court and through to the second round.